There is so much more happening in this place than we can even begin to comprehend. Uh, Reality, the many different fabrics of reality. It's akin to like um, a person wearing a t-shirt and a jacket. If the person has the jacket zipped up, people may not see the t-shirt underneath. You might have a few people who notice that outlining of the t-shirt underneath the jacket, but many people will not see that t-shirt that's underneath. Um, this is pretty much the mindset of many of our people. They only see the jacket. Science. But if you approach a scientist and you ask them, well, what's underneath that jacket? They might tell you, well, we think it might be a t-shirt, it might be a sweater, we don't know. But that's not what we're after. We're not trying to find out what other fabric is underneath the jacket. We want to know what's underneath it all. Is it a conscious and living being? Or is it not? But because they cannot see past the jacket, they have no choice but to theorize. And then you have your spiritualists who somehow discovered a way to unzip the jacket and see everything that's underneath. Well, not everything, but they can see the t-shirt. So in their everyday waking lives, they are now able to see the jacket and the t-shirt. But what's underneath the t-shirt isn't really exposed to that person. That person now has to develop a relationship with whatever's underneath. In order to get close to whatever it is. What was I saying? I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was thinking about something else. That's basically how it works, though. That's basically what goes on in this place. Good morning. They call it looking underneath the veil. This is why you hear them say things like this. This is where those type of phrases come from. Because they know there's more to this place. They just can't prove it. And they definitely don't want you discovering the truth before them. Especially if you dwell amongst the common public. They're going to silence you. They're going to say that you didn't discover that. And it doesn't belong to you. Kind of like how Christopher Columbus did the Native Americans. He basically made it seem like they never lived here. And he discovered America. And guess what? Columbus Day is being celebrated to this very day. Everyone knows that he did not discover America, and they're still celebrating this guy. The guy was a murderer. He was a thief. He was literally a pirate. He would go out and kill people. Why are you celebrating him? And I'm supposed to think this isn't an act of the devil. I'm supposed to think this isn't the devil himself, man. Anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about, though. I'm talking about the different layers of reality. Because there is a lot going on here, yo. Whether people realize it or not. I remember I was watching this one HBO series, The Sopranos. And there was this one episode where Tony Soprano, he went to sleep. And when he started dreaming, he fell into a dream to where he was like this whole different person. But he recognized himself, but to everyone else in a dream, he was this whole other person. He was some guy on a business trip in another country. He didn't know what these people were talking about, but they all seemed to recognize him, and they seemed to know him pretty well. But he didn't recognize any of these people. He didn't even recognize this person that he was supposedly him. This guy had a whole different name, a whole different identity, man. He didn't remember none of it. And this is how many of us are with the Most High. A lot of us don't remember ourselves, bro. But the Most High God and the angels in heaven, they all recognize you. They see you, but you don't see them. But the reason why I brought up this particular episode was because this was exactly what happened to me. I had this same type of experience before, where I fell into a dream. In a dream, I was married. I was married to this woman, and we had a baby, yo. And everyone believed that I was this person. I believed that I was this person too, but I knew something wasn't right. I just couldn't put a finger on what it was. It was surreal. It was surreal, man. Because when this happened, I was stuck between what was real and what wasn't, man. And then when I woke up from the dream, I was like, wow, that really was a dream. But when I was in that dream, I actually believed I was that person. I kid you not, yo. And everyone in the dream believed I was that person too. I mean, everything was so realistic. It was as if I wasn't even dreaming. It was like it was actually happening. Everything was real. And it's the same thing that happened to Tony Soprano in that one episode. He was at the bar having drinks. He met a woman. He ate. He went to sleep. He remembered all of that. He could remember all of that, those experiences, and they felt very real to him. He was not dreaming. At least that's not what it seemed. How do you go to sleep in a dream? He remembered going to bed and everything. You see? This is how you know that there is something out there trying to communicate with you. When you start receiving those type of messages and you're having those type of dreams, it's not happenstance, man. And trust me, these people who are scientists, they're telling you that the fabric of the reality that we see is just the jacket. And there's nothing underneath. But they know very well it is. they know very well it definitely is something underneath. They even admitted that the northern hemisphere of the planet Saturn, they believe is some sort of gateway to another dimension. Now, how did they arrive to a conclusion like that? Unless they've been there before. This is why I be trying to tell people, man, y'all need to really pay attention, man. Stop relying on every word of science. Because science is not going to tell you what's going on here. There's a lot more than what you see. Like I said, if I'm wearing a jacket and I got everything covered up, there's no way you can tell me what I'm wearing underneath. I would have to show you. I would have to actually show you. And I only do that by choice. Unless you point a gun in my head, then I have to take off my clothes. Yeah, I'm just saying, y'all, man. I found it very interesting how they decided to air that episode, because that episode, I remember, had completely nothing to do with the rest of the series. And this is one of the reasons why I never forgot that episode. That episode always stuck with me. You know, I watched it, I was in high school when the show came out. So I remember when I sat down and I seen this episode. This was before I had my experience. I had similar experience to this character's later on in life. When they started airing stuff like this on TV, this is their way of expressing certain things that they know that there are other things out there. There are people who accidentally discovered things and they were being forced to keep their mouths closed. Their families would get threatened by these people who appear to be human, but they have superpowers. They're doing things that humans can't do. So if these people tell you to shut up, people are going to get scared. Naturally, you're going to get scared and you're going to do what they tell you to do. Because they're definitely not human, bro. They know about the fabric that's underneath. It was you who didn't know. You went out there tampering around, messing with things, and you found out something that they didn't want you to know. The gatekeepers. Like I said before, this is how they come up with things like the Cerberus dog in Greek mythology. The gatekeeper to hell. Yo, bro, I'm not going to say too much more, man. Because I could go real far with this. And to some people, it might seem like a stretch. You know what? I'm going to just say it. Because I don't think it's a stretch at all. I think there's a reason why. There's a reason for these things. Because it wasn't me who came up with these concepts and ideologies. So you can't say that I'm making a stretch. Now, if the scientists believe that the northern hemisphere of the planet Saturn is a gateway to another dimension, well, in Roman mythology, Saturn is basically God. They believe Saturn is God. They call him the Black Sun. the god of death. And that gateway that's in the northern hemisphere is the gateway to hell. And they probably somehow traveled to this place. They somehow traveled to this place and they encountered this entity, this three-headed dog. And they did not forget the experience. I mean, how could you? Like I said, man, like, if this stuff is fake, where are they coming up with this crap? How are they coming up with these things, man? In Greek mythology, they got the Pandora's box, man. A gift from her father. He told her she can't open it, but he gave it to her as a gift. That don't even make sense. This is how you know there's more to, I'm telling you, there is so much more to this place that people can't even comprehend, bro. One love, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.